Good morning, Baycroft. How are we all doing? Welcome to another Friday here on Baycroft TV. Hope you're well. End of yet another week. Sadly, the sun has no longer got its hat on, but hopefully he'll stick his head out again for a lovely weekend. Now, on the couple of days that I've been with you this week, I've been talking about some dumb inventions. Yesterday, we looked at handpants. Today, I'm going to talk about a couple of inventions that were sent in that really made me smile. They came in from Rosie May in 7ST. Now, the two inventions that she sent in, now remember, these are real things that you can actually buy. The first of them is the beard hat. It's an actual hat for your beard. Now, I don't want to be the one to say that's a dumb invention. I've got no idea. The best way to actually find out would be to ask someone who's got a beard. But I couldn't think of anyone. And then last night it occurred to me, of course, Mr. Broadhurst, he's got a beard. So I decided to try and contact him. I went onto his social media, and whilst I was on there, I had a little look through some of his holiday photos. And it turns out he's actually quite a fan of the beard hat. Now, it would be really unkind of me to say that they're a dumb invention when Mr. Broadhurst clearly really likes a beard hat. So, like handpants yesterday, I'm going to declare that the beard hat is a cool invention rather than a dumb one. Now, the other one that Rosie May sent in was the baby mop. How cool is that? It's a mop and a baby combined. It looks brilliant. I mean, babies grub around on the floor, don't they? They're the ones who make the mess in the first place. So why don't we turn them into a mop so they can tidy it up at the same time? Let's face it, it's kids who make mess, isn't it? Not us. So let's get them to clean it up. It looks like a great idea to me, but like the handpants and the beard hat, I think it needs testing. Miss Whittle, you may want to look away now. Hi there everyone, me again, back here in my hallway. We are going to test whether or not the baby mop is really a dumb invention. Now, sadly, I don't happen to have a baby, but I do happen to have one of these. This is a blob. We are going to see if the blob mop is effective or if it really is a dumb invention. So let's get the blob mop down. This is the floor that we're going to be cleaning. Now, I know what you think. Doesn't look very messy. So what we actually need is some mess that you might typically find on a hallway floor. So let's say some rice pudding and probably maybe some barbecue sauce. Let's get the barbecue sauce on there. Your typical hallway floor. Now let's see how effective the blob mop is at cleaning up this mess. You just gently wipe your mop on the mess, like so, and let's see if it's, well, no, it doesn't seem to have worked. A dumb invention. Rosie May, you were right. Dumb invention. Didn't work at all. Absolutely useless. Wet wipes are much better, and wet wipes wouldn't moan quite so much about having to have a shower afterwards. Parents, don't bother. Stick with wet wipes. Much better than kids. Don't worry about the mess, by the way. My mum's coming round at the weekend, so she can give that a bit of a... Enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
Hi Baycroft. So your last exercise for the week is something called a Superman. Now, what you're going to do for the Superman is you're going to lie down on your front. You're going to lie with your arms straight out in front of you and your legs nice and straight behind. What you have to do is you've got to slowly lift your arms and legs at the same time. Okay? Now, you don't want to go too far in the air. Okay? So it's going to look like this. You're going to lie down on your front, arms straight out in front. You're going to slowly raise arms and legs, and then you're going to slowly lower them down. You're going to lift them back up and down. You're going to do about 10 Supermans. If you want to switch it up, you can do one arm and one leg alternate times. Okay? Simple as that. Go do some Supermans. Have a good weekend. See you later, Baycroft.
Good morning, Baycroft. Now, this week we have been talking about choices, and we've covered quite a lot of really important choices that link to what's going on in the world this year. As it's Friday, I thought we'd shake things up and make it a bit more fun. So today, we are going to be creating a choice cube, which might help you during these boring lockdown times. Okay, so here's what you'll need. A piece of paper, some scissors, glue, and a pen. The first thing you need to do is you need to create a net of a cube. You can either print the one off in the documents attached, or you can have a go at drawing one yourself like I have. As you can see, I found something square around my house to help me draw the squares on the net. The net I've used has 4 squares going up the middle and 2 coming off the side, a bit like a cross. Don't forget to draw in the tabs as well, as these are the things that will help glue your cube together. Once you've drawn the complete net, cut around the outside of the shape. Do not cut out the tabs, remember they're really important. Then fold along each of the lines to create your cube. Then you get to pick which activities you're going to put on your choice cubes. I've got some ideas here that I've put on, like watching an old episode of Baycroft TV, playing with my dog, or reading a book. Okay, it's time to get out your glue sticks or sellotape or masking tape or whatever sticky devices you have and glue your cube together. And there you have it, your finished choice cube. Give it a roll and see what your next activity is going to be. Oh, great roll. Looks like I'm off to watch some Baycroft TV. Which episode shall I have a look back on? Oh, too many choices. Okay, Miss Sparks has been busy making some more questions for you guys to have a go on a Friday. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, she created these riddles. Here are the answers. Well done if you got any of them correct. This week, there's a quiz for you to have a go at. See if you can get them all right. Good luck, and remember to send in photos of your choice cubes. Have a good weekend.
Baycroft, Mr. Bass here again. Hope you're all well. Today we're going to talk about the first American draft registration in World War One, which happened on this day in 1917, so 103 years ago. So what do I mean by draft registration? Hopefully that will become a bit clearer, but first let's have a brief look at the history of World War One. You may know that the First World War started on the 1st of August 1914, when Germany, whose leader was Kaiser Wilhelm I, declared war on Russia, France and Belgium. And from there the war escalated, and Britain and other countries of the Empire declared war on Germany on August the 4th, 1914. On the same day, August the 4th, 1914, the American president, a chap named Woodrow Wilson, declared America was neutral, which means he was neither backing the Allies, which is Britain, France and Belgium, nor was he backing Germany and its allies. So what changed then to bring America into the war in 1917? Well, it's a combination of things. Firstly, in 1915, the Germans had promised the Americans they wouldn't use their submarines, and their submarines were called U-boats, to sink ships that were crossing the Atlantic and had passengers on board. The Germans, however, didn't keep their promise, and in early 1917 started sinking ships with passengers on board. And the most infamous, or the most well-known sinking, was the one that many people believe was the main reason America joined the war, and that was of the Lusitania. And 1,198 people died, of which 120 were American citizens, and this caused outrage across America. Secondly, and another reason, Germany was trying to get Mexico to join on its side, and because Mexico is very close to America, in fact borders America, this again upset American politicians. And finally, there was a lot of propaganda, and propaganda is inaccurate information or misinformation, which scared the American people. They thought Germany was trying to take over vast parts of the world and gain territory too close to the American borders. So the people of America and American politicians were turning against Germany. So on the 6th of April 1917, Woodrow Wilson, the President of the United States, declared war on Germany and its allies. The next step for the American government was to pass an act, and an act is a law that required all men in the United States of America between the ages of 21 and 31 to register for military service. And on May the 18th, 1917, the President signed that act and it came into law. And the very first military draft was on this day, 5th of June, 1917. There were other posters that the American government put up, and I haven't shown these because they were trying to encourage or really threaten America's young men to join. We look at them today, these posters, and we find the wording unpleasant. They're quite offensive, some of the words they use. That's why I haven't put them up. But we've got to remember this was over 100 years ago and people's attitudes were very different then. But some of these posters said things like, read and obey or suffer the consequences. Well, that's quite threatening, isn't it? You know, it's not really a pleasant invitation to go and fight for your country. No excuse will be taken. That is clearly a silly statement because not everybody who was of the age 21 to 31 would be fit to go to war. And they also said on posters, the United States cannot be trifled with. It's a really odd turn of phrase. Maybe it wasn't odd then, but it sounds really odd now. So this is what a draft card generally looked like, and this was the information that they collected. They were different depending on what state you were in, states of America that is, not states individually. But they collected very much the same information, like full name, your home address, date and place of birth, your age, your race for whatever reason, and country of citizenship, your occupation, and that was important because some occupations they wouldn't want to go to war, such as farmers, because food still need to be produced. And there was rough physical descriptions that probably wouldn't identify anybody really. Hair and eye colour, height, and any disabilities. It's important to remember this all happened over 100 years ago, and all the countries I mentioned through this piece now get on pretty well with each other. They certainly are not fighting anyway, which is a very, very good thing. So, on to today's challenge. What I'd like you to do is produce a recruitment poster which would be acceptable today, with lots of colour, lots of pictures, and encouraging phrases to try and get young people, and it would be men and women today, not just men as it was in the First World War, to join up, such as comradeship, learning new skills, that sort of thing. I also want you to find out, if you can, how many dollars per year an American soldier, a private soldier, so the lowest soldier, earned in World War One. Who was Britain's Prime Minister in 1914? And might be a tricky one for some of you. On Christmas Day 1914, there was a ceasefire, so fighting stopped. And a game was played between British and German soldiers. I want you to tell me what that game was. What did they play? Anyway, Baycroft, that was a brief run through of why and how America joined World War One and what the draft was all about. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and please stay safe.
Yesterday's side was cold. Today's side is rain. Rain.
Hi, welcome back everyone. Thank you very, very much for watching another episode here on Baycroft TV. Just to reassure you, even though you will be aware that schools are opening up to more and more students in the coming weeks, we will continue with Baycroft TV every day for you here at 10 o'clock. So make sure you continue to tune in. That's it from us for another week, apart from one thing. There's a birthday out there, isn't there? Stand up, Alfie in 10 JMO. Happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day, and that's on behalf of all of your friends here at Baycroft, both students and teaching staff. Have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend, everyone else, and we'll see you on Monday.